Okay, so today we are going to look at the ALU subsystem design with the help of Verilog HDL. And if you know this ALU subsystem design by using the structural modeling, the structural modeling concept will be over. Okay, so therefore we are going to look at this one. So let us consider a 4-bit ALU, right? 4-bit ALU. Okay. So everybody knows that what do you mean by the ALU? ALU stands for arithmetic and logical unit. Okay. Just a second. Okay, fine. Okay, so is it visible? Okay, visibility on that? Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, arithmetic and logical unit. Okay, what this device will do. So let us consider the black box is something like this. The block box. It takes two input signals, signal A, signal B, signal A, signal B, of size 4. Okay, so that's what the meaning of 4-bit ALU. Okay, so it generate 4-bit output Y, for example. Okay, so this is the 4-bit ALU. Therefore, now the question is, what is inside of this particular black box? Okay, generally, so this block has to perform. First thing, it has to perform arithmetic operations. What are the arithmetic operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, so these are the available arithmetic operations. The second one is logical operation. Logical operations. Okay, so like XOR, XNOR, NOT, and NAND, etc. So many are there, right? So etc. So in our example, we are going to look at we are concentrating only on adder and for example, XOR, NOT, and gate. For example, something like this we will consider. What does it mean? So that means an ALU has to perform, that means whatever the ALU that it is having, so it is performing on A and B, 4-bit data of A and B, sometimes it must be act as an adder. Okay, so therefore Y can be used as an adder, for example. Other time, it has to perform not of any operand, not of any operand. So A and B are called as operands. Okay. Now, so in that sense, whatever the output Y is there, that Y is actually the 4-bit output of not operation of A or B, whatever it may be. Okay. Next, some other time it has to perform XOR operation between operands. So between the operands, XOR operation or XOR output, I can try to say. XOR output. Sometimes it has to act as, for example, AND operation or AND output it has to show. Okay, so that means the output Y is meant for either addition output it has to show, or not of operation it has to show, or an XOR operation and operation. At a time it cannot show all the outputs. Okay, it has to selectively it has to produce an output. So that's the reason why we are going to use one selection line. So that selection line, this is responsible to decide whether Y is adder output, not output, XOR output, XNOR output, right? So if we have 4 outputs are there, so what is the size of S can be? S can be obviously 2-bit size, right? Must be a 2-bit size. For example, S is equal to 0, 0. Whatever the output Y you see, that output will be is the output of adder. For example, if S is equal to 0, 1, for example, if you apply, okay, then the Y output can be considered as not operation output. Similarly, 1, 0, 1, 1, right? So for each and every combination, the Y can be defined like that. Okay, so therefore that is the reason why we need to consider 2-bit Y, 2-bit S. Now, for example, if you consider an adder output, okay, if you apply 4-bit, in the earlier we have seen, in the last class we have seen, if you take a 4-bit adder, for example, what are the inputs that we are considering? 4-bit A we have considered, 4-bit B we have considered, carry in also must be there. Okay, so therefore additionally, the carry information is also required for this one. Therefore, that's the reason why carry information I am assigning here, CAN value, okay, carry information. So therefore, of course, obviously there will be a carry output is also will present, okay, C out is also will get, okay. So that means whenever you are observing this particular ALU for the purpose of addition, 2 extra signals are also necessary for carry information, for the carry out output information. But whereas for other cases, it's not necessary. Therefore, we don't want to consider the C out information. We don't want to consider the carry in information for all other operations, right? So that is the overview of this particular ALU subsystem. Now let us consider what is inside of this one again. Okay. So design. How do we design this one? So as all of you know that means as we know that the dedicated adder circuit is required for an adder operation. Okay, therefore I'm going to consider one adder circuit. Okay, adder circuit. Next, so this responsibility of this adder is to produce the adder output. Okay. And I'm going to consider another one is called NOT operation. For NOT purpose, I'm using a one block. It takes the 4-bit data of the A or B and produce an output. And another block is meant for XOR. And another block is meant for example, AND operation. AND operation, right? So these are the 4 individual or dedicated blocks that we have to consider for ALU design. Okay, so where this information, where the information is taken for these particular blocks, for that one, I'm going to use line something like this. Okay, so this is called A of size 4-bit size. This is called B. This is called B of a 4-bit size, right? So for the adder, we know that for adder A and B are required. Am I right? A information, B information is required. Okay, it will produce some signal, 4-bit sum signal. Okay, and it also produces C out. It requires CN signal as well. Okay, that's it. Next, for NOT operation, I'm going to consider for the B input. Okay, so I'm going to consider for the B input only. So it will perform the NOT operation among them. Oh, I'm sorry. So we have to consider A and B. No, no, only one is sufficient, right? Oh. One is sufficient, and it will produce an output called 4-bit output. It will produces. Again, for XOR, it requires 2 operands and will produce an output is called 4-bit output. For AND operation also it requires 2 data. Data A is required, data B is also required. So it will produces 4-bit data, right? So this is what actually the block. So but actually at the output side we see only one 4-bit output data, but we have how many outputs are there? 4-bit data available, but we have to convert it into 4 output data, single 4 output data, single 4 output data. Okay, for that one I'm going to consider another block that is called multiplexer mux. Okay, so what is the mux will take? So it will take the information of this one, 4-bit data of this one. So 4-bit data of this one, okay, 4-bit data of this one, and 4-bit data of this one. So provided it should have some selection lines, okay, to select one particular data. Okay, what is the size of this one? This is a 2-bit size, okay, it is called S. So now it will produce a 4-bit size output Y, right? So actually in the previous classes that we have seen that normally 4x1 multiple. What is the size of this one? It is a 4x1, right? 4x1 mux this is, okay. But each and every data for the 4x1 mux is only 1-bit data that we have taken. But here what is the size of the input data? 4-bit. That means 4 lines have, each and every line has 4-bit size. That is the thing that we have to design. Okay, so let us write the Verilog code. This is the entire representation for the ALU subsystem. Okay, so this information is actually available. So this is what the inside of your ALU. Okay, so whenever we have a system is something like this, it is consisting of different subcomponents. It is better to write it as structural modeling, right? So we have to write the structural modeling for each and everything. Okay. Okay, first let us start with the 4x1 multiplexer. Okay, so let us do this one. See. So let us start with 4x1 mux. So what is the 4x1 mux? It says that. So that means that. So it has got 2 selection lines. 2 selection lines. And what are the signal sizes for A and B? 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, I0. For example, I1, I2, I3. Let us consider. Okay. So for this one, for single bit size is okay. Okay, we have 4 AND gates we need to use, and 1 OR gate we can use, and somehow we can manage how to write the 4x1 mux. We have seen already. But actually the problem is that each and every line is 4-bit size. That's the question here. Each and every line is 4-bit size. This also becomes 4-bit size. Okay, so writing the 2x4, writing the or drawing the multiplexer by using the gates is very difficult. Okay, but single bit size, okay, we can do it anyway. But it is very difficult to draw or it is very difficult to design the 4x1 multiplexer of size 4 bits for each and every line. So is there any other alternative? That means gate level modeling is very difficult to write. Okay, therefore, is there any other alternative is there that we have to check? So we have another alternative that is called, with the help of difficult. It is difficult. Okay, so other alternative. Okay, so I'm going to consider another alternative. For that one, I'm going to take this information. That means I'm finding a difficulty in. I am finding a difficulty using the 4x1 multiplexer. So I want to modify that one in a different way. Okay. So see here. So instead of using this multiplexer, because I'm finding a difficulty, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to consider. I cannot connect all the lines like this. I cannot connect all the lines like this. So it is a 4-bit size, and take a 1 point output. Something else you cannot take like this. Okay. So, but other alternative is there, that is by using buffers. Okay. So what I'm going to use here is that I'm going to use one buffer here. Okay. So it is a 4-bit size buffer, and this is also a 4-bit size buffer. That means we take the 4 input data and produce the 4-bit output. Okay. Similarly, we take another buffer. It also produces 4-bit size. We consider another 4-bit size buffer. We take another 4-bit buffer. Now, it is possible, as we have seen in the previous classes, it is possible to take a common line between these two, among these 4 buffers, and consider as a 4-bit output data of this one. Okay, so that is possible. So therefore, what I can say that I can consider this one, okay, and remove this, and consider this input, and consider this input. So therefore, what is the thing that I have taken? Buffer. I'm taking buffers. So direct connectivity is not possible. Therefore, I have to go for buffers. Okay. Here also, only one particular buffer is active, and other times all other buffers must be inactive. Right. That's also a criteria. So how do we trace this problem? That means at a time only one buffer must be active. Okay. So for that one, what I'm going to use, this buffer should have an enable signal as well. So it should have an enable signal. Sorry. It should have an enable signal E. It should have an enable signal called E. Enable signal called E is required. Another enable signal C is required. Okay. So what is the suitable device that generate? What is the suitable device that generate only one particular output and the other outputs must be 0? If you see the 2x4 decoder, for example, so 2x4 decoder, what it do? 4 outputs it will produce. Okay. So therefore, we can, if you see carefully, only one output will be active, other outputs will be 0. Okay, that is the device that I'm going to use here in order to select one particular buffer. Right. So therefore, what I'm going to use here is that I'm going to consider, sorry, I'm going to consider 2x4 decoder 2x4. Okay, what is the size of this decoder? What is the size of this decoder? 2-bit size, right? It takes two input data. Okay, this is the 2-bit size. Yes, is actually a 2-bit size. And take an output and it will be connected to for all these things. Okay, this is the one output. This is the second output. This is the third output. This is the fourth output. And then, so for all these enables are active based on decoder output. Okay, so now this is what the best possible representation. This is what the best possible representation for the 4-bit ALU. Huh? 2-bit ekkada? No, how it is possible? Decoder size should be 2 by 4. So the decoder should be a size of 2. If 2 inputs are there, 4 outputs should be there. 1 input is there, 2 outputs only it will have. Okay, so the 2 power 2 power 2 is the output that we produce. Okay, now, so therefore, as all of you know that if you want to write this particular one, each and every block we know very well. And 4-bit and adder that we have seen in the previous class. Okay, and we have seen XOR, we have seen NOT, we have seen, and buffers also we have seen. 2 by 4 decoder also we have seen. Just we have to call those names in order to construct a 4-bit ALU. Okay, so for the time being, just I'm going to write for the buffer only. Okay, because buffer sometime we have not written for the 4-bit size. Okay, so I'm writing the 4-bit size buffer, and then we have to call all these things from the previous lectures. Okay, fine. Yeah, through the buffers only it will be connected to the output. Okay, so then only it is possible. We cannot directly add all the outputs, and we cannot justify. That means we cannot sell all the outputs will be available. Okay, then if you as soon as A and B you are giving, if you are giving A and B, all these blocks will be executed directly. Okay, so therefore, if all these things are connected at the same point, then what is the output that we can justify, whether it is a adder output or whether it is XOR output, like. So not avoid that confusion, we have arranged something like this. Okay, yeah. So buffer, now let us consider a buffer. So what is the size of the buffer? What is the buffer? As we know that a simple buffer is something like this. Okay, just only transmission of information. So if A is here, you give Y is actually A. So if you want to make this is a tri-state buffer, then we have to use some control signal. So Y is assigned to A, provided that C must be equal to 1. A will be high impedance state, provided C must be 0. Okay. So what kind of suitable tri-state buffer that we have to consider, or just normal buffer that we have to consider? Tri-state buffer we have to consider. Okay, so what it is having? So this is having an 4-bit, for example, X, and the 4-bit output it has to produce, but enable signal is required for this one. Okay, enable signal is required. So what is the internal diagram for this one? Let us now look at this one. So just it's very simple. Take 4 buffers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So for each and every buffer has got enable signal. It is possible to write in this way also. Until that means, what does it mean? All the buffers having the same enable signal, right? Control signal. Okay. Now, what are the inputs here now? For example, X is equal to X of 0. This is X of 1. Let us consider X of 2. Consider X of 3. Next, it will produce Y of 0, Y of 1, Y of 2, Y of 3. Okay. So this is what the block diagram is. So this is what the block diagram is. So this is what is available in this one. Okay, somebody has doubt. What is the doubt? Yeah, what is roll number 21? What is your problem? Can you please type to the chat box? Okay, shall we write this program? Shall we write this program? Quickly, we shall write all these programs. Okay, buffer. So what kind of buffer it is? BufF 0 or BufF 1? Normally it is BufF 1. The one I think output the produces. So it is a BufF 1. So we write BufF 1. So module So what is the name of this thing? For example, buff underscore 4-bit. Okay, 4-bit. Something like this I have written like this. Okay. So what are the top level module? X, E, Y. Okay. I'll write X, E, Y. Fine. How do you write the program for this? First input declarations. Input is of size 3 down to 0 of X. Another input is Y, E. Another input is, output, right? Output is Santaya 3 to Y. So whenever you are writing the tri-state buffers, we have to understand that the tri-state buffer will be tri-stated, or it will go to the high impedance state if it is not 0. Okay. So whenever 2 or 3 lines are connected at a particular point, it is better to consider the output as a tri-state, tri data type instead of Y data type. The default Y data type this is. So, but it is better to consider tri data type. Okay, therefore it will it is avoiding, it will go to the gate as a tri-state buffer. Okay, so therefore better you have to consider what is this. Okay, so the try, I can write something like this: try 3 down to 0. Okay, otherwise directly output try 3 down to 0 5 also can be possible to write. It is explicitly we have written. Implicitly, if you want to write it, output try 3 down to 0 5. Okay, fine. Now, so let us talk about this gate. Okay, I will. Right. What is the best way that we can write this one? Array of instance is better, or directly by putting comma that we can write it there. For array of instance, if E is not available, then it is possible to write array of instances. But E is only 1-bit size. But X is a 4-bit size, Y is also 4-bit, but X is on. If E is also 4-bit size, it is possible to write. Otherwise, it's not possible. Therefore, no alternative, we have to write. So what is the thing? Buff if 1. So this is the name. Okay. So the gate of this one is C1. I can consider first one. And what is the output here now? Y of 0, X of 0, and finally enable that we have to write. So this is the syntax of the buffer. Okay. Don't forget. So how many times that I need to write? Another 3 times that I should write. So this is the first, second one, third one, fourth one. Okay. The fourth one. Okay. Next, I should modify these things, right? This is a 1. This is a 2. This is 3. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. So this is 2. This is 3. This is 4. Finally, we need to write and module. Is it clear how I have written the 4-bit buffer? Now, we need to write the code for 2x4 decoder. 2x4 decoder manantumu rasam kada. Okay. We have written the code. For NOT gate, XOR and NAND gate, let us write. For XOR, I'm writing. Okay. For XOR, I'm writing. So please look at the board. So for XOR now. For XOR gate. So what is the top level module? The top level module consisting of some X, some Y, output is Q, for example. Okay, so it is a 4-bit size, is also 4-bit size, is also 4-bit size. So what I can write here now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is the inputs here now? X of 0, Y of 0. The first bit of 2 must be taken and produce output is Q of 0, right? The second one is X of 1, Y of 1. It will produce as Q of 1. Next, X of 2, Y of 2. It will produce as Q of 2. This is X of 3, Y of 3. It will produce as Q of 3. So now this is how we need to write the inside of module of XOR gate. Okay. Now it is possible to write array of instances. Instead of writing the 4 exclusive OR gate, only one time is sufficient. Okay. So better way I can write it in this way. Okay. So let us write module XOR. XOR and direct write because this is actually a keyword. So instead, if you want to write it as XOR or something like this, I need to add gate underscore 4-bit. Something else I have written. So if it is lengthy, then you can write XOR underscore gate only, but it is better choice. So next X, Y, Q. Okay. So then we have to declare the inputs are 3 down to 0 of X comma Y. The output is 3 down to 0 of and Q. Okay. Next. For the next one, XOR, right? Okay. Carefully you have to write XOR. What I have to write? G of 3 down to 0 of, okay, Q comma, sorry, Q comma, X comma, Y. Shall I write like this? Huh? See, the Q is a 4-bit size, X is also 4-bit size, Y is also 4-bit size. Immediately it can do that one. Okay, so that is the advantage of using the array of instances. So whenever you are writing the Verilog modules, we have to choose the best possible way in order to reduce the number of lines. Okay, so we have to make sure that we have to use all the provisions that are available in the Verilog history. If we don't know the array of instance concept, it's not possible to write this one. Otherwise, we have to write lengthy code. Okay. Similarly, it is possible to write for AND gate also, AND gate and AND gate also. Okay. Shall I write the code for the? Shall I write the state gate level modeling here? Not necessary. So I am directly writing. Please remember. Okay. So I'm going to write AND gate. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. XOR gate primitives. So only name allow the last problem. Just a copy all these things. Copy and then paste. Okay, only changes here is modify this XOR with A and A and Berthanen. Okay, same names that I can use. What is the individual element only? Input X and Y, Z, Q, and instead of XOR and gate I'm writing and module. Okay, so similarly for the NOT gate. So for the NOT gate, yeah, the block is should be something like this. Consider only one input called X, 4-bit size X, and produces 4-bit size Y. Okay, So what does it mean? For example, I'm writing like this. So x of 3 we have x of 3, x of 2, x of 1, x of 0 we have, for example, in our hand. So what it has to do, this block, it will be converted into y of 0 by complementing x of 0, right? So x of 1, sorry, y of 1, y of 2, y of 3 will be the output for this one. So it will be read in this way. So what is the y of 3? It is nothing but complement of x of 3. What is the y of 0? Complement of x of 0. Okay, bit by bit complementation. So what is the best possible way that we can write it here? Again, array of instance is possible. Okay, so I'm going to copy again that array of instance. Okay, but only the question is that, yeah, so I don't want to use this one. Not I am writing, not not. Okay, and I want to treat x and y. Q I want to remove. X only the output, so x is the input, y is my output. Okay, y is my output. So only consideration is here is that y comma x, that's all. But we need to write instead of and not get that I have to write. Is it clear? Huh? Yeah, XOR is converted into NOT gate. Okay. So this is how I am doing. So another module, what is another module is required? Adder. Adder block, right? So adder block, adder block in the. So I'm taking the copy from the previous class. So that's the reason why I have, even though it takes some amount of the time, I have spent a lot of time on this one. Okay. So these things are available. Copy. Is it here? Is it clear? Other what is that? Oh, entry cancel lost, huh? Okay. So no problem. So this is an end operation. Sorry, adder block diagram. Next, the last one is decoder. Okay. Last one is decoder. So also decoder also I'll take from outside. So somewhere I have written. Test bench. Just wait for a second. Huh? Decoder somewhere I have written. Have I written or not? Yeah, this is what. A decoder without enable is we are using. Okay, I don't want to use the enable signal. Okay, so without enable I am going to use. So without enable is this one. This one. Okay, I take this one. Okay, take this. Huh? Demaxa. The Demax in the why? It's a 2x4 decoder. Okay. So please check your notes. So how we have written the 2x4 decoder concept. Okay. So these are the essential components that are required: decoder, adder, okay, NOT gate, AND gate, XOR gate, and buffers. So whatever the contents that are available, that are required for the structure, all the components must be defined. Okay, then only it is possible to use in your main program. Okay, and it is one more important point. Once you have described one particular module, we have to test it first of all. Okay, once it is not synthesized and tested properly or simulated properly, we cannot use that one in your main program. Otherwise, what will happen? Obviously, there's a common sense is that if wrong device, if you put it there, wrong output device put it there, then automatically the complete system will becomes worse. Okay, that's the problem. So therefore, what we have to do, we have to write the test wins for each and every module, and we have to verify that one. Okay, so for it is a theoretical class, therefore I'm not going to write the test wins for this one, but I'm assuming that we are writing the test wins for each and every module. Okay, and then finally we have to write the main module. What is the top module now? So let us write the top module. Top module. What is the top module? So in the top module is something like this, as everybody knows that, having input A, B, the 4-bit size Y, for example, Y anukuntannanu, it has got CN signal, it also produces Cout signal, and it also requires 2-bit size selection line. Okay, so this is the 4-bit ALU. Okay. Now let us write the module names and everything. So module. So we should not start with capital letter. Okay, this is a keyword. Module. What are the things are there? It's ALU underscore 4-bit. So this is the name that I'm giving. Okay. Next, what are the variables? A I'm using, B I'm using, S I'm using, CN I'm using. Okay. Y I'm using, Cout I'm using. Okay, it doesn't matter. One and the things are allowed again. So the inputs in this one, what are the inputs? 3 down to 0 of A comma B. These are only the 4-bit size. Another input size is also there. Another input size is, for example, carry radam. Carry gadu. Selection lines radam. What is the selection line? 1 down to 0 of, right? 1 down to 0 of yes. Another one is input CN. Okay. Next, what are the output here now? Outputs. Yeah. 3 down to 0 of Y. Output is Cout. Okay. So yeah, it is necessary to consider the output as a try type, because at the output stage you will find all the buffers only. So therefore it's better to write the output as try range. Okay. So sorry, not try range, it's a try data type. Try data type of 3 down to 0 of Y. So in the try rasin yeah. So buffers uses in our. Okay, so let us call one by one. So what is the call? What is the module number 1? What is the module number 1? What is this module? Yeah. So let us consider first adder. First adder next to, let us consider this is M1. This is called M2. So better I will take another color. M1, M2, M3, M4. Okay. So this is M5, M6, M7, M8, M9. Okay, M9. So 9 modules are there, right? So let us take 9 modules one by one. So adder define this. So adder is defined something like this. Better, I'm going to consider directly something like this without producing any kind of errors. I will better it considered in this way. Copy. ఎందుకు ఇట్లా కాపీ చేశానంటే బికాస్ ఎర్రర్ ఉండకూడదు. ఓకే, యా సేమ్ నేమ్ షుడ్ బి దేర్. ఓకే, సో యూ షుడ్ నాట్ కాపీ ఫ్రమ్ ద మాడ్యూల్. ఓకే, బట్ you should, it is better to write module names. Okay, it is a module 1, right? Next one is, what is the next? Only one address there. That's how I am using. Next one is next not get. Not get. Where is the not get here? Yeah, here is the not get. I am going to consider the not get here only. Again, I am going to copy and paste. Why it is not copied directly at the point? It's very okay. So here what we should do, put it aside and write the name of this one is M2, module M2. Okay, next XOR operation is required. I am taking the XOR operation again. So within 2 minutes I'll complete it. Okay, please wait. So I think it's better to write instead of taking all this in, right? So this is what I am going to write here. So the structural modeling is very much useful for the system design, right? Okay. Next one is, what is that buffer, right? Buffer and the gate, right? And the gate. And then the score gate underscore 4-bit M4. Exact japala. No. Actually, we should not write X and Y something like this. Okay. We have to write it with respect to A and B and C. Okay. It's very, very important. Though you have to copy that one, but we have to take the names of this one, right? So copy. So we have to take all these things. Okay. Paste here. Okay. Okay, see, just carefully understand this point. Adder output, adder if having A input, B input, what is the carry input information CN only? What is the sum signal? Okay, I have not mentioned anything about the sum here, right? So better I'll write it for the simplicity, I'm writing S only. Okay, I'm writing S only. The presses cannot be removed. C out also the output. Okay, C out is also an output. Okay, C out is also an output. C out. So I don't want to change anything about the adder. But only thing is that I need to change the NOT gate, right? What is the output for the NOT gate? I did not mention. Okay, what we can write? Let us consider T1. T1. Okay. So now output of this one is T1. Accordingly, we need to change. This is T1, comma. What is the input of this one? B I am taking. B is the input I am taking. Similarly, I am going to consider the third one. So here also output is, for example, T2 I am considering. Let us take, what is the output for this one? Output is T2. Next input is A comma B. Okay. Next for AND gate. T3, let us consider. T3, I'm going to consider because these are all inside of your module, right? T3, A comma B. Fine. Now, last one is buffers are required. So, no, decoder is required. What is the name of the decoder? DEC underscore 2 by 4. So, the name of the module is M5. What is the first line? What is the first statement? This is the selection line. Okay, what is the first line? Okay, this is the first input is input, second is output, right? So first I need to write input. Input for the 2 by 4 decoder is yes. Output for this one is I have not mentioned, right? So all these things are actually 4-bit size kada. Ivanni kuda oka number lo edutam. For example, this is some x anukunnam. That will turn into an x. So x is my output. Sorry, x is my output, right? Yes. Because s is 2-bit size, I have defined earlier. X is also defined earlier is a 4-bit size. Therefore, I don't have any problem, right? So the last one is this is the last but one, and last one is buffers. How many buffers are there? 4 buffers are there. We have to call 4 buffers, 4 times the buffers. What is the name of the buffer that we have written? Buffer underscore 4-bit antena. Yeah, it is called M6. What are the variables? The first one is first, what is the first letter? Input to enable output, right? First is yes. Next, enable x of, yeah, x of 0. Next to y. That's it. Next, we take another buffer, 4-bit M7. Yeah, T1 x of 1 y. We take another buffer underscore 4-bit M7 M8 T2 x of 2 y. Last one, buffer underscore 4-bit M9. Okay. T3 x of 3 y. Finally, and module. So T1, T2 are required, right? So you can wide rastan ikkada. So we can write it anywhere, but I am writing wide here. Wide T down to 0. Yes. T1, T2, T3. Don't forget to write about this one. Okay. So this is how x is also there. X is also there, right? X is also there. Don't forget to write x. Babu? For x is we have taken a. No. What is the problem with that one? No, we don't find any. Adder output to S and this one. No, I did not. Oh, yes. Yes, the round this one. D and Radama. Yeah, D. Let us write D. Very good. Let us write D. D is not used anywhere, right? So it's better to write D. Because S is the sum and this one has the same name. It should not be like that. Okay, if you know this, how to write the structural molding, almost 100% of the Verilog program will be very easy. Okay, because finally we can see the end product is a system, right? The system is comprised of different subcomponents. We have to describe each and every component in a different modeling styles, but entire system must be written in the form of structural form. Okay, so therefore structural modeling is very important. So with this, we can stop the structural modeling and we'll see the data flow modeling in the next class. Okay, thank you.